What's up, everybody? OCD Mikey, Hi-Fi Guy here for another episode of The Mikey Show, your favorite black sheep in the hi-fi industry. I hear so many stories about this all the time. It's incredible. And this is one of the things that just pains me when people tell me is the repairs that you guys are forced to pay for yourselves. Ridiculous BS. First of all, premium hi-fi should not break, period, okay? It should not break. If you look at how Krell and things like that from back in the day were made, they're still running today, 30, 40 years later. Never been into the shop at all. Some of these new highfalutin amps with all these sensors and stuff on them, if the company doesn't have their shit together, these systems will fail. Next thing you know, you've got an amp that's going into protection or doing weird stuff and it's the sensor. If a solid state power amp just breaks all of a sudden, man, that's embarrassing. Solid state amps are tough. They should be. They should last forever, never be a problem, man. You keep them on 24/7, they don't overheat, they always kick ass. That's the way a solid state amp's supposed to work. So, huge 200-pound amplifier, just think of the shipping cost. Extensive shipping costs. Put it in a wooden crate. And if you don't have the wooden crate that it came in, you have to pay to have a crate made. This is the key element to having warranty. You want warranty on your stuff, especially if you're buying used. You definitely want warranty. Some people will sell you things that are broken and then tell you that it happened in shipping. So you always want a warranty. A power amp should work for 30 years, okay? If it breaks the 5th year, that's absolutely ridiculous, especially an amp that retails at $100,000. You know, you buy it 50 grand used, and then the thing breaks and you send it back, you spend 3 grand, and then once you get it there, then they want another 3 grand to repair it. Then, you know, so you're 6 grand in, 1,500 each way on shipping and crating and all that stuff. I've heard some absolute horror stories. I have a client who he won't open his things. He doesn't want to open it no matter what. He had something that was a vacuum tube DAC. You know, he wouldn't even open it to change the tubes. He's getting weird noise on one side. He sends it to the manufacturer. The manufacturer tells him it was a CD player with the tube DAC. He tells him, oh, you need a whole new transport. I'm like, dude, this kills me when this happens. The transport is, the result of a bad transport is not going to be crackly noise out of one channel, okay? That's not a result of a bad laser, okay? A laser either works or it doesn't. Okay, it either picks up and tracks or it does not. So there's people out there that don't know these things, right? So the manufacturer says, you need a whole new transport mechanism. They sell this guy a transport mechanism. I tell the guy, I say, have them send you the original. This is the other thing you want. You want your original. If you are caught in this situation and they're telling you need to replace parts, you want them to send you the parts that they replace. Send me my original parts, okay? Because we want to make sure they actually do the work. So the manufacturer has the audacity to tell this guy, what do you want to do, frame it and put it on the wall? He says, I want the original transport. What do you want to do, frame it and put it on the wall? So much effery, I don't want to use the full term, that goes on with manufacturers now and repairs. Crap breaks and then you fix it. Stuff that is built well does not break. Jeff Rowland stuff, oh my God, never breaks. If you treat your gear well, you don't cross the speaker cables and bridge them, short the outputs, okay? Your amps should run forever. 30 years, easy, okay? A DAC, I've got 25, I'm probably close to 30 Playback Designs DACs in the field. Not one return, not one return. I had some Rockna stuffs, definitely got returns on Rocknas. That was my previous brand to Playback. Not one return on Playback Designs in 3 years. When you pick good gear, you should have no repairs. If you do need repairs, sometimes there's an anomaly. Sometimes there's a catastrophic component failure. A component fails. When I owned an amplifier manufacturer in California, we had this shaker table. You should have seen this thing shake the shit out of the amplifier. It was crazy. And it would just shake the whole. This table had to be bolted to the ground, and it would shake the piss out of that power amp to make sure it was going to be fine. We could ship it and it wouldn't get damaged. And then we would crank it. We would put it on full power for 24 hours all channels driven, full power. Make sure it didn't overheat, there was no component failure, none of that stuff. That's how we tested our amps before we put them out in the field. If it makes it through that and nothing breaks, then you know it's good in the field. Everything's fine. Equipment should not break. If you are having to deal with, especially if it's more than one time that it breaks, you need to get rid of that piece. It should never break twice. Now, I understand breaking once, maybe some component shits the bed, whatever, gives up the ghost. But if it breaks a second time after you repair it, you know, that thing needs to go back and get fixed, right? Mainly what I'm talking about is the new stuff. The main culprit to amplifiers is using cables that cross, that touch each other. They should never touch each other. And that's the main thing. DACs just don't break. Nothing happens with DACs. There's nothing to break in a DAC. The top gear does not need repairs. So thanks for joining. I will see you.